this Facebook Live. Today is February 18th, 2018, and I just wanted to give you guys a couple minutes to filter into this Facebook Live. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate all of my subscribers. All of you guys are doing a great job at keeping me feeling great and feeling wanted and needed. It's always a wonderful thing in the craft world to be able to share all these great ideas with everybody. So today is a carrot. Now if you are again on YouTube, I did place a separate video of just the carrot. So you guys will see that in 1080 HD. So it has, I used a better camera and I was able to give you guys a more detailed view than I will be able to do here on Facebook. But you will be able to see it today. I'm going to do one more carrot, but if you wanted a better view, you are going to be able to catch that on YouTube. I have a separate video just for the carrot on YouTube. I did not do that here on Facebook, so you guys will be able to take a look at that if you want. Go on over to YouTube, check out my channel. If you can, give me a like, a subscribe, all that good stuff over there too. But I will do the carrot first. I'm going to put 3 carrots on my wreath, and then we're just going to do some greenery and some flowers on it, and make it a cute little Easter, a fun Easter spring wreath. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to give you guys a couple more seconds to filter on in. And I'm going to get my tablet hooked up over here onto the side just to make sure I have all of your comments that I can see as we are, as we're working today. And there it is. Okay, Cindy Lou, Trish, how do I say that? Medi? Deborah and Yvonne. Hi guys. Hi Nancy. Thanks for joining me. You look fabulous. Thank you, Deborah. Good morning, guys. Yes, good morning. It's definitely morning here. It's 9 a.m. here in Las Vegas on the West Coast. My East Coasters. It's already noon over by you guys, so it's afternoon, but good morning for me. Okay, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and just show you guys my main, excuse me, supply of, main little cache of supplies that we need for this. So for these cute little guys here, I've got 2 made. This is the one that you guys saw in the pictures, and I ended up adding some twine to it. I really think it looks cute with the twine on it. I like how this twine has like little threads on it. It looks kind of rusticy and farmhousey. So this is the main guy I made first, and then here's the guy I made yesterday for my YouTube video. So there's a YouTube, again, if you just now coming in, there's a separate YouTube video for just the carrot, which will give you a lot more information, a lot more detail on it. So head on over to YouTube. I'm going to do another carrot here, but I won't be able to give you guys as much detail on it. So here is this guy here. Now you can see that they're 2 different colors, kind of a different shape because this was a thicker yarn. I made this one a little bit thicker. This one's a little bit slimmer, but if you can see, they're all kind of a little crazy with the yarn. And then I also used a different twine on this guy here. So these are what we're getting to today. So these guys are comprised of a cone, a styrofoam cone, and you actually need a styrofoam ball, which you're going to cut in half and place on the top of the cone. There's where you're going to get your carrot at. You're going to need various types of yarn, unless you want to make them all the same. If you want to make them all the same color, go for it. Whatever makes you happy. I wanted to do different colors with different textures and different things, and that's just how I'm doing mine. But if you want to make yours all the same color, it's more cost effective just to buy 1 skein of yarn. If you're not familiar with it, this is a skein of yarn. 1 bundle is a skein. I'm a crocheter, so I have a little bit of yarn knowledge. Not much. I've been doing it for a while. I just like to make stuff, guys. I'm crafty. So this is a skein of yarn. I have some leftovers that I'd had from other projects that I've made over the years. So my first carrot was made out of this stuff. I got this big twist yarn. This is from Joann's, and I like this brighter orange. It has kind of like a little bit of red in it. And then my second carrot here, this little guy here, this is actually Hobby Lobby yarn, if you can see here. I know that you guys, it's all flipped around. It's how Facebook does it, and for some reason I have not figured out how to twist it on my Android. I don't have an iPhone. I'm an Android girl, so whatever works for other people does not work for my phone. I'm working on it though, so we'll see how it goes. But for now, it's backwards. So again, if you watch that YouTube video, nothing is backwards, and it's a really good quality camera. So anyways, this is the second guy I made out of this yarn. Again, I already have this in my stash, my leftovers. So it's like nothing budget breaking to go out and buy a whole bunch of yarn. But even then, the whole entire skein was only $2.29. And then here's the big guy. This is what we're going to use today. This one's actually a new skein that I haven't used off anything. I have a big stash of all kinds of stuff. If you're a yarn person, or if you knit or crochet, you'll understand the struggle with wanting just to go buy yarn. It's kind of like my ribbon addiction, my yarn addiction. You just want to go buy it, whether you have a project in mind or not, or if it's on sale. But this is more cost effective. This stuff here, this Red Heart brand Super Saver yarn, you can get this anywhere. You can even get it at Walmart for about $1.98 for the large one. And then you can get a smaller skein for cheaper. So, I mean, again, you can find yarn pretty inexpensive to get for this project, because you're going to spend a decent amount on this dang styrofoam. That's just how it goes. So this is the yarn we're going to use today. I'm going to put my other two off to the side because we are not going to be talking to them. We've already used those. You're going to need a little bundle of twine. Here's the twine that I have. I've already used both. You can see here on this guy, there's this twine. And then this is the stuff that kind of frays. I'm going to use another one of those. So I have 3 carrots and I want them to be a little bit different. I'm going to use this guy on there. And you can get this twine at any hardware store. Both of these were bought at Lowe's for me locally. And I can show you the label. Again, if you watch it on the YouTube channel, you'll see everything pretty clear and you'll have all the detail. But it's Blue Hawk yarn. It's not yarn. Sorry, I'm on the yarn. It's Blue Hawk twisted, excuse me, twisted sisal twine. And again, there's like a rope aisle or chains and stuff like that in the hardware stores. You can find twine in bundles. This is 525 feet, guys. It's going to last you. It's going to last you for many projects. Okay, so I'm going to use this one today. And then we've got the yarn, the styrofoam, the twine. And then here's my little greenery bush for the top of the carrot. If you see here, I picked something that's got movement. I like the way it kind of bounces around a little bit. It's kind of free and airy, just like you would when you pull a carrot right out of the ground. The greenery on the top of a carrot is really fluffy. It kind of moves around. It's long and flowy. It has personality. So that's why I chose this bush. This came from Michael's, and this was just a recent purchase. So Michael's does have this now. It's part of their spring garden stuff. So this is where all their little succulents and all their little terrariums and stuff is. There's a bunch of greenery, and it's just your average bush. I got it it's $14.99 for just one. And I've used this bush for both of these. And I'm going to basically use a little bit more for my last carrot. And then I'm just going to incorporate the rest of this into the wreath. So the wreath is just going to be greenery, a small, tiny little flowers, because I want the carrots to be our main event. And then greenery, flowers, and ribbon. That's really it. It's super simple. The most effort you're going to be putting into is making these carrots. So that's basically what we're doing for the carrot. I'll show you guys the stuff for the wreath once we get there. So I'm going to pan down, you guys, so you can see a little bit more of the workspace. Okay. So you guys are all familiar with styrofoam cones. This is a 2 1/8 inch by 5/8, 2.8 inch by 5.8 inch cone. They come in a 2-pack at Joann. I'm sorry, I got these at Hobby Lobby. They come in a 2-pack at Hobby Lobby for $4.47. So I found that was the best deal. At Michael's, they sell them individually for like $2 or $3.99, which was ridiculous to buy 2 or 3 at that price. So I got the 2-packs at Hobby Lobby. Excuse me. And then the same thing with the styrofoam balls. You basically want to, whatever size cone you pick. Because, I mean, you could make a giant carrot and just put that on your wall or your table. Basically, whatever size cone you choose, you want to make sure that the ball is complementary to that same size. If you pick a ball that's a lot smaller, you'll definitely know that this is not going to fit. If you can imagine this cut in half, then you've got the right size styrofoam ball for the cone you've chosen. If you stick with what I'm doing for this size, you want to get 2.8 inch by 5.8 inch cones, and then you want to get 2.8 inch styrofoam balls. So basically you take one of the balls, you're going to cut it in half, and again, if you guys want to watch me do that, that's on my YouTube video. I filmed that last night and I uploaded it, so on YouTube you can hop right on over and watch the video on just the carrot, and you can see more of how I was putting this guy together. So let me check in. Let's see. Oh, Connie, well, you know, you're recuperating from surgery, girl. Have a, you know, safe and speedy recovery. Wow. Let's see. Thank you for sharing, Teresa. I appreciate it. Good morning, Nancy. Hi, Kathy and Susie. How you guys doing? Sharon, thank you for, or good morning, guys. Hi. Oh, and shared. Thank you. It's pronounced Meta. Thank you for saying that, girl, because I didn't know how to say it. Thanks. Thanks, Meta. Hi, Carrie. Oh, Trish, you already watched my carrot YouTube video. Perfect. Thanks. So you're going to be a little bit ahead of the game while we make this one, because I'm not going to be able to show you guys so much stuff. As far as close-ups on this one, I've got a couple different tripods, and it's just stuff's getting all kinds of mixed up in here. Kim, watching from work. I do the same thing, girl. I work Monday through Friday, and I have YouTube videos on at my desk when I am typing away. So it's good to know we have lots in common. Oh, let's see. And yes, you made it. Hi. And Pamela from Taylor, Michigan. And Carlos for sending love from Indiana. Hi, guys. Thanks for all joining. Thanks for joining me. Okay, guys. So here we go. One last look. Not last look. You know, I'm going to pull these back out periodically just to compare and to show you guys that. So this is what we're doing. If you see, this one's shaped a little different. And I love that about them. They're all going to be different. They're all going to be imperfect in their own little way. And that's exactly how I want them to be. So put the greenery out of the way here. First off, with your cone. Oh, I don't want this to get... Hold on, guys. If you are a crocheter or a knitter, you'll know that the minute your yarn gets a knot in it... Yeah, there you go. I can't cut knots out. It's just not fun. I don't cut knots out because I feel like I'm wasting yarn. I'm like a huge, like, non-waster of yarn. It's just in my blood. I don't know what that is, so... what I'm going to do here is we're going to glue this ball that we cut in half to the top of this guy here. It's going to, you know, your glue on your glue gun is going to be fairly hot. And it will melt your styrofoam a little bit. So just be mindful. Keep that in mind. There really isn't a way to get around it unless you try to use it right when your glue gun heats up. So you're not really... using it at its the highest temperature. And then also you know, some glue guns have settings. I have a little switch here for high and low, and mine is on low. This one says 60 watt or 100 watt. So I have it on the 60 watt setting, and that glue comes out molten lava. You're going to hurt yourself no matter what. Yeah, that's just what it is. Hi, Matilda from New Jersey. Love your videos. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I'm just holding this on, making sure it's get a good bond. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fill the gap around the edge. And then again, this is something that you got to do pretty gingerly because your glue is going to melt the styrofoam. So I'm just kind of adding little bits here and there, kind of like pulling it further away from the piece, then letting the glue kind of cool off before it hits it. If your glue is really melting your styrofoam, unplug it, wait for it to cool off a little bit, and then plug it back in. And it should, use it right when it first warms up, so your glue comes out just a little, you know, that first little bit when it's kind of hard to push the glue out with the trigger. I didn't have that bad of a time with this, so again, I'm just gingerly adding it around. And this is basically like filling grout and tile. You just want to fill these holes so that your yarn doesn't get stuck in that crease, and it also helps give it a better, gives it a better seal, or gives it a better secure fit onto the carrot itself. So we need to let this dry. I'll hold it this way. Yes, Nancy, thank you so much. Hope everyone's having a peaceful Sunday. Yep, so far so good. It's nice. The weather's cold out here, but you know, cold for Las Vegas at least. Got into the 70s yesterday. It's kind of nice. How is everybody doing, guys? It's going to take a minute to let this glue dry. How's everyone doing? I can tell you that I'm super tired. I don't ever get up this early on the weekends. And I mean, I'm usually up, but I'll tell you one thing, my hair ain't done and my makeup ain't on, and I'm not sure ready to talk to the world at this time on the weekend, but it's okay. Hi, Bay from Ohio. Thanks for joining. Good so far? That's good. And yeah, it's kind of early for me, but not early as far as it, but early being presentable. So I'm still a little foggy. Let me see. Thanks for sharing, guys. I can see you guys sharing my post. Appreciate it so much. All right, guys, we should be good now. Let me take a peek. Just touch it a little bit. Yeah, still a little tacky. See, my finger got stuck to it. That's fine. Still a little tacky. I'm going to lay it down. Let me see. Can I just stand it up like an ice? It kind of looks like ice cream cone. I didn't think about that till now. I'm going to stand that up just like that. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to start the yarn from the bottom, and then we're going to stop probably halfway up, and then we'll start it from the top and go down. And I'll show you how, the reason why is because when you get to this dome part, it gets a little bit more difficult. Sometimes it's harder to get the yarn to kind of stick onto it. So we're going to start bottom up, which is the easiest part, and then the more difficult part's up here. So what I have here is I have a rough edge. I'm just getting a good edge on the end of that. And we're going to take this yarn and we're going to twist it in our hands. We're just going to make a little spiral out of it. So we're kind of making like a little spiral disc. So you're turning, turning, turning. So that's what you're going after, because we're going to glue that to the bottom of the carrot. And this is the best way I found to do it in order to get the yarn to stick onto this piece here. So that's the right size. I'm going to grab my glue gun and I'm going to place a good amount of glue up here. And I'm just going to place that little circular disc we made right on top of that. And of course I did it crooked, and now it's sticking to my finger now. That's the best part. The imperfections is what's going to make this piece so cute. And then also don't worry about missing a piece or here or there. If you can see a little bit of styrofoam through it here or there, we're going to wrap this thing like crazy so you can't see anything underneath it. And also we're adding twine, so you can see how the twine there is going to hide. It's going to hide some of the imperfections that if you're worried about it. So I'm just going to start twisting this on. And then as you twist, you're going to add a little bit of glue here and there. I didn't add a lot of glue once I got to the body of the carrot, but there's little pieces you'll find that, with regular use or handling, I guess regular use, it's a decorative item. You're not really using it. It's like a tool. So with just regular handling, you'll see that things will start to, some of the yarn might come apart, might come off. That's okay. So all I'm doing is I'm just twisting this here around the carrot. So once you get to a specific point, and guys, I'm going to sit down. I've been trying to remember to sit while I do some of this, because by the end of these lives, my feet are murder. They hurt. Even with a mat or even with really good shoes on, doesn't matter. Still in pain. So what I'm doing here is just going to continue to twist this. This is kind of the part that's a little time consuming. It's not terribly horrible. Do it while you watch TV. Put a movie on, put an audiobook on, whatever floats your boat. So basically all I'm doing is twisting the yarn around here. Different techniques you can use. You can do what I'm doing here. Basically want to get the yarn twisted around. Put the next row right above the other row you were doing and just keep going. You're going to have parts where you can see through. You can kind of see through right there. We want that. Don't worry about it. It's not meant to be perfect. We're also going to stop like at a certain point. I'll show you guys in 1 second. And we're going to go back over it. Okay, we got part of the way up. See how much we've got covered here? And what I'm going to do is, since we've done all that, it's looking a little bit too perfect for me. I want it to look a little crazy, a little wild. More kind of like a carrot. When you pull them out, they've got veins, they've got roots, they've got little, you know, thicker parts. And no carrot is a perfect cone. So we are not doing anything perfect on this either. That's why it's very forgiving, very easy and very forgiving project. So I'm going to do right here is just take it now that we've, you know, you're going down or up the cone. We're going to go back. We're going to take our yarn. We're going to go back and we're just going to do some crazy wraps. We're just going to do crazy wraps, kind of diagonal up, left, right, make some X's, go do some circles, make something lumpy in one side and not on the other, and just go kind of wild with it. And then that's what you're looking for. You want it to look a little crazy. That's part of the fun of it. And then go back up to the top and start wrapping your yarn around your carrot. Let me pull some more yarn out of my my skein here. Just start wrapping the carrot again like you had before, kind of straight and even-ish. You know, again, nothing's going to be perfect on this. The styrofoam holds onto the yarn pretty well. You know, styrofoam's a little rough, kind of like almost like Velcro. So I don't add any glue to any portion of this. If you want to, you are more than welcome to. If you're, you know, worried that it's going to be in an area where people might pick it up. The best thing is that you don't have to use these on a wreath. I put these pipe cleaners in them because I'm securing them to a wreath. But basically, you can completely skip that entire step and just kind of put them on a like a decorative candle tray or a plate on a table. A basket would be super cute. Just kind of set them in a basket with the greenery part kind of popping out the top or out the sides if it's a handled basket. You don't have to put these on a wreath. They are super cute as just like a tabletop item also. Could put them inside of a lantern as lantern filler if you've got room, if it's a giant lantern, I guess. I like to put a big puffy greenery piece at the top. I like how fluffy they look with the greenery. So could also use raffia. I watched a few videos. There was not very much out there on YouTube when I went to look. I knew I had an idea, but I couldn't figure out how to execute it properly. And I knew I wanted to use yarn because, you guys, I make these things called Santa cones at Christmas. Same exact premise, except for there's no ball on the end. You just use the cone. I wrap it with red yarn. I put white here, and then you make a belt and a buckle out of some ribbon and little jewels. And I do that at Christmas, but I've never covered the end, and it doesn't have a cap on it, a rounded cap on it. So I was like, well, there has to be a way to make a carrot the same way because this would be super cute on a wreath. And you can tell that this is definitely a homemade item. This isn't something you're going to see in the stores. This isn't something that people are going to see pretty much at all often unless you've actually made it for them. And then a lot of times that gives you, if you're going to give it a gift or even if you just want it for your own home, it becomes a conversation piece. People say, oh my gosh, what is that? And you're like, oh, I made it. I made that. So here you guys are just trying to get to the top of this easy as I can. I'm going to turn it this way. As you see, now I have the longer piece here because it was kind of getting hung up on this side. So you just turn your work around and start working on the shortest piece of it that you can get to. Donna, hi, you're just a little late, no problem. The way I did the styrofoam, you can actually catch it on a YouTube video. I made a specific video just for the carrot for YouTube that won't be on Facebook, or you'll have to wait till the end of the live and wait for the playback to see. There's much more detail on my YouTube video. So if you head on over to that on the same, my YouTube channel, it's exact same name, Crafty Thoughts and Whatnots. And you'll see it just says DIY yarn carrot. And then that one, that one's about an hour-long video because, I'm showing you guys everything close up and giving you exactly, how I know you guys like it. You like all those details. Okay, so I'm going to go down a little bit. I have kind of like a crazy spot here. It almost kind of looks like a bald man. That's where we're going to cut it off, because we're going to start at the top just like we did the bottom. We're going to make a little disc and we're going to glue that to the top. So all I'm going to show you guys here is I kind of like to pick like a lumpy part or an ugly part. I mean, the whole thing is beautiful, obviously. It's just, you know, it's beautiful. We made it. It's gorgeous. So got a little bit of weird wrap on it. We want that texture. Cut the yarn off and we're just going to glue it in. This project is completely imperfect. You're going to have glue spots. You're going to have glue strings. You're going to have, you're going to burn your fingers. Trust me. This first one, because I had a lot of issues with it, I actually cut the bottom of it off. If you can see, it's just a little bit shorter than the other ones here. I cut the bottom trying different methods and techniques to try to get this the way it is. And then that's how I decided that that was probably the little circular thing we made. That's the best way to go about it. But yeah, you're going to burn yourself. This isn't really like a super simple kind of thing. I mean, it is in the long run, I guess. I mean, I find it pretty easy, but just use a tool, guys, because you're going to burn your fingers. And all I'm doing is just kind of sticking the yarn in the groove, like with the natural creases we made. If you can see in there, you can't really tell. There's a little bit of a dark spot from the glue, but it'll go away once it dries. So we're going to start on the top now. I like to put a hole in the top because that's where we're going to put the greenery, and it's a good guide on where to put the next disc we're going to make. Deborah, did you just push it through the pipe cleaners? No, I did it after. Well, I didn't do it while I was doing it. As you can see, I do it after. And you'll see exactly how we do that. That's not hard. Thank you, Kim, for letting her know. Yeah, I cut the styrofoam in half, the ball in half. Vicky, love it. Better late than never. Yeah, that's exactly right. Better late than never. No problem, girl. No problem. Donna, neat idea. Thanks. You're welcome. No problem. That's what I'm here for. Oh, thanks for sharing, Lori. I appreciate that, guys. If you guys share this video, it helps me out. And again, if you guys go over to YouTube, it helps me out even more. YouTube helps me with ad revenue so I can continue to buy supplies. Because if you guys all know, this stuff ain't cheap. After doing it multiple times. I have an Etsy account. I sell I sell pretty much everything I make, guys. This wreath that I'm making today will also be up for sale once we're done here too. So anything you guys can do to help me out, I appreciate all of it, and I love all you guys. So now we're going to start here. We've only got to a certain part. We got kind of a bald carrot. I'm going to take my little tool here. This is a wire piece that you can see. This is a pretty decent one. Let me see if you can see the thickness on that. That is a really decent thick wire. Like, you're not bending this very well. It came out of a Christmas bush. I don't remember if it was a stem, if it was just a poinsettia, or if it was the whole bush. I think this was one of the greenery bushes because it was wrapped with almost a fabric. And this piece was in it. So I pulled everything off of it and I use it as a tool. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball the center here. And I'm only going to put, let's see, I'm only going to push, see, I only pushed it in about that much. I just want a hole in the top so that I can use it visually to make sure that's where I'm going to place the circle we're going to make again. And then also it's already a starter hole for where we're going to put our greenery when we want to put the greenery at the top. We're going to do that very last though. So we're going to do the same thing we did before. Linda, love your ideas. Thank you, Linda. Everybody's ideas is just like, you know, you get these creatives little bugs, and the first place I go to is I go to Pinterest, I go to Google, I especially love YouTube, and I want to see if there's something out there that already exists. I only found a few videos on YouTube, and none of them were the size, the scale, or the detail that I wanted. So I got some good inspiration from a couple of them. So there was a lot of fabric ones, and then there was a couple where they had just used some paper and some ribbon, loose ribbon on there, but I wasn't really wild about it. There is one other yarn one, but I was having issues following the instructions, so I just wanted to do this to show you guys exactly how we're doing it. And I absolutely, definitely wanted to make these for the wreath. Now you can buy, I think they're raffia sort of carrots, and I bought some last year from Michael's. There's a really big one, and there's like bundles of 3 or 4, and you can get them at Hobby Lobby. I've already seen them at Hobby Lobby this year, and Michael's. But I think that even though it's a homemade wreath, you've got homemade items on your homemade wreath or homemade items on your table decor. to me, everything is better when it's homemade. It makes me happy. It brings me, it's a lot of it is your emotion. It's how it makes you feel when you see it, right? So I love seeing handmade things. I love seeing when people have just, put their heart and soul into their piece. You can't help but smile when you see stuff like that. So you guys, I put glue around that. And just like we did on the bottom. See that? Told you guys. Actually, I'm pretty surprised because those other 2 carrots, I burnt myself like 50 times before I even got to this point. That's part of the process. It's the name of the game. So push that in there. I have those silicone finger things, you guys. I don't use them. I'm too lazy to pull them out. Plus, it gets on my fingernails, messes with my nails. I don't like that. I have excuses for all kinds of stuff. Gail, hi from Idaho. Jean, hi from Oklahoma. First time watching. Hey, well, thanks. Welcome. I appreciate that. Edna shared. Thank you so much for sharing. And Christine, also from Oklahoma. Love the idea of making a carrot. First time watching. Again, also welcome. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm going to push my YouTube channel, you guys, on you. I definitely want you guys to help me out on that YouTube channel. The DIY portion of the stuff I do is awesome. It makes a lot of people happy. I get a lot of compliments, and I also love to do it. But we will, and again, obviously the DIY part doesn't really pay the bills. It's just fun. And a lot of times, who says that? Fun is just fun. So anything you guys can do to help me out with the YouTube channel makes my day. And of course, all my videos, everything I do here. And then there's a couple more that I made specifically just for YouTube. You guys can go over and see just the YouTube videos. I made a magnolia wreath. I think I did a teacher's arrangement last year for like a teacher appreciation type gift. Those are solely just YouTube videos. So periodically I'll do stuff just for YouTube, and it'll be in much better quality. Facebook kind of dumbs down the quality. Makes the piece, makes your video a little bit less quality, so the file size is smaller. It's some kind of, computer speak my husband talks that I usually can't understand or listen to. But, yeah, I get a lot of you guys letting me know that the quality's not so good, and I hate that. So that's why I got a different camera, and we just use that. If you guys are watching here, I'm just twisting it just the same way we twisted it on the bottom. I'm just twisting it on itself. And again, if this is a part where you think you might run into your piece, this little carrot being handled a lot, there's a possibility that the yarn can be pulled out of this, its natural grooves we're making here. So use more glue. Just stop periodically, put a little line of glue. I am putting these on a wreath. They are going to be secured to the wreath. And then also, don't forget, we're going to put twine around this, so that's going to help secure it down. And the twine I pull pretty tight. This right now I'm just putting very minimal pressure on, because all I'm doing is using this hand right here to guide the yarn onto the previous row. And we've almost got his bald spot covered, guys. He is bald no more. Almost there, almost there. And I'll show you guys right after I finish it here. So another thing is, who doesn't have yarn? I mean, I'm not going to assume everyone has yarn just because I'm a crocheter, but to me, yarn and ribbon go hand in hand. They are both my addiction. So we're going to do the same thing, end it the same way, cut it. We're going to put a dab of glue, and we're going to finish that piece in on the side right there. Just a tiny dab of glue. Just a dabble-do. There you go. You can kind of see it there. Again, it's going to dry. So there's the orange piece. You can see the hole at the top. that's the premise of the actual carrot itself. We are done with the yarn. So I'm going to throw that guy over here. Nope, that's too close. There we go. Now we're going to move on to twine. Donna, first time watching from Kentucky. Hey Donna, thanks. Welcome to my Facebook Live. Does it matter about the size of the yarn? Donna, no, because I'll tell you the, I mean like the yarn, the weighted, like if it's worsted weight yarn or the number. No, because I'll tell you one thing. This right here is a thinner yarn than this one was. And then this one. These were the Super Saver Red Heart yarns, which are thicker and kind of rougher and heavier. And this was a softer yarn, but this was a different brand, and this was also a different weight. It's a lot thinner of a yarn than this one was. And it turns out the same. I just like the difference in colors and the difference in shapes. Yarn is yarn to me. I mean, if you get the really thin stuff, you're going to have to wrap it more because you're going to need to cover those holes and make it kind of crazy and lumpy. So, no, it doesn't matter. Just go with whatever design you want to pick or whatever color you want to go for, and then don't worry about the weight or the size. Hi from Chicago, Marco. Hi. Hi, Gina. Hi from Colorado. First time watching. Verna Lynn. It's a pretty name. Thanks and welcome, guys. So here's next is twine. This is my little twine guy. I got this at Lowe's many moons ago. I think I got this maybe like 2-3 years ago, guys. I use it very seldom on projects, but it comes in handy for when you want it. I love the craziness of it. Do you see how it's shedding and it's kind of fraying? It's like that imperfect, like farmhouse kind of feel that I like. I love or country. It's just, it's really springy and Eastery and summery, and it's just nice, and it adds a little character to it. So I'm putting a dot of glue on the very end of the carrot, and I'm just going to stick this end right into that there. And I'm going to hold it because this is important. This has to dry, guys, because we're going to tug on this a little bit more than we're going to put more pressure on it than we did the actual yarn. So we're going to have to hold that in a little bit. I'm going to have to wait for it to dry a little bit, guys. That's part of watching these lives. Some of the stuff is a little, snore fest. It's like watching grass grow. Well, we're not. We're watching hot glue dry. So what'd you do on Sunday? I watched hot glue dry. It was so much fun. It was completely entertaining. Hi from Texas, Lynn. Hi. And Connie from Michigan. Sarah, first time watching. Welcome, guys. Welcome all. Thank you so much. First time watching for Rochelle, also from New Jersey. A great idea. Thanks so much, girl. Cindy from Florida. Stacy from East Texas. Carolyn from Kansas. We got all kinds of folks all over. East Coast, West Coast, Mid-States. If you guys aren't familiar, I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm a West Coaster. So it's still early morning for me. On a Sunday, I'm not used to being, dressed and presentable at this time. I mean, I'm up, but I am socially unacceptably in appearance. Usually just means I'm in my pajamas and nothing matches and I'm holding in my dogs. That's about it. Put a common PO in it. I'm not sure what that means, Emily. Pin. Makes it look like roots. Yes, Donna, that's a good idea. It does. That's probably why I like it. Kind of looks like the roots of it. If you can see here on this finished piece here, it's kind of, you can see the little pieces sticking out. I love it. I love how crazy it makes it look. And then this one, I went for, the darker one. This twine looked nice too. I just liked the little bit of, it's just a little bit different. That's why I picked it. So now we got a good adhesion here, guys. We're just going to pull this, we're just going to pull down and start twisting diagonally. You'll see that it'll kind of only turn with you to a certain point and then just put a natural spiral on it. And if certain spirals are closer than others, then that's perfect. That's the more character it is. Like I said before, the imperfections of the piece is what makes it beautiful. It's what makes it relatable. It's what makes them all different. It's what makes them unique and handmade. And it's the best part. So all you're doing is just twisting up. I'm going to get to this dome part here, and it's going to lose a little bit of its traction. So just put tiny little dots of glue, just a tiny little dot of glue, and then push your twine right into that little dot of glue. And then that'll kind of hold it in its place where you want it to go. And then we're going to bring it up kind of naturally here. And then when we get it to the top, we're going to need to put a longer piece of, a longer stream of glue. So I'm just going to I'm going to eyeball like the route that I want it to take, right? And then I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it off so you can see here, this is where we have to go. So you're done with your twine. So here I'm just going to put, you need more glue to secure it since the twine is kind of, it's a little unruly. You got to force it to do or to take the route you want it to. So here's where I just put more glue and put the glue in the, in the line of the path you want the twine to take. And then I kind of just push this last piece. I'll take this and I'll curl this last piece in towards the hole we made earlier. So that way it kind of looks like it naturally goes into the greenery that we're going to add. Remember this part. If the glue starts to dry a little bit, that's obviously to benefit you because this stuff is hot and it's going to burn you. Because I have been burned many times. And then here I'm just going to use this right here is just a little tool. This is a dowel that I cut a piece off of from a different project. And this is you can see the end's all covered in glue. That's the part that had the price tag on it. There's the green, so I don't know what size that is, but you can tell it was a green dowel. It has I could always cut that off, but I cut it at a diagonal because for a while it was helping me a lot. If you guys see here, I just pulled the glue off of it. This is my helper. This will save you a lot. A dowel, the plastic part of a stem, like I showed you earlier, the metal piece that comes out of some of those floral bushes that's really thick and beefy. Those are really good metal pieces. Cut all of the wrapping off of it, and then you've got another tool. You can use these to stir your glue skillet. You can use them for all kinds of stuff. So there's where we're at, guys. All we're going to do now is add the greenery, and we're done with the carrot. And then I'll show you the wreath. The wreath is going to be super simple. We are only putting greenery, one kind of flower in it, and then we're going to place the carrots on there. And then the bow itself is going to be a really loose, easy bow. Oh wait, no, I can't put the greenery yet, guys. I got to show you how to put the pipe cleaner on so we can hang it on the wreath. Again, if you're going to use this as a tabletop piece, like a little, put it in a basket or a tray or something, you can skip this part. You don't want these hanging out of the back. But then you can also say later, if you decide to put this in a wreath, you can now take a peek at this and add these later. There's no glue involved. So even if you add these and you decide to put it on a table, you can pull this pipe cleaner right out of it. So I'm just going to pick apart somewhere, a placement somewhere down, more at the top than the bottom. And I'm going to take it. This is an awl, you guys. This is a pretty beefy awl. It's a little pointy and pretty thick. If you don't have an awl, use, like I was saying before, use one of those metal pieces like this guy here that came out of a Christmas bush and poke that through. But be careful you're not too close to the edge because you don't want it to be too shallow, but I'm also not putting it right in the center. I'm putting it more towards the front. And then you're just going to slowly work the awl straight across. And then you'll see that it'll start to emerge right on the other side there. Just work it out across. And my yarn, I'm going to back it out a little bit. And I'm going to pull this piece of yarn up. There we go. So that's basically where we put a hole straight across. Just make sure whatever you're making the hole with is long enough to go across the width of the styrofoam that you bought. Terry, hello from upstate New York. Hi. And Stacy Mouton. Good morning from Northtown, Las Vegas. That's my friend. That's my friend. That's my girl. It might be cute to use a few pieces of the twine glued to the bottom so they look like roots that grew there. Yes, you could do that. You could always add a couple pieces and try to incorporate that somehow. Sarah, a glue skillet? Yeah, this is a little tiny electric skillet for hot glue. It's about 6 inches or 7-inch skillet. You can find them all kinds of places, like at camping places. If you use the food safe ones, never ever put food in it after you put glue in it. They're hot. It takes a little bit of care to have them. I got this on Amazon. Yeah, but it's really good for florals. I love using it for my wreath. It makes things a lot easier. Voodoo carrot, LOL. Yeah, that's cute. Hi from Canada. Hi, Amanda. Perfect, Ruth. Welcome, welcome. Okay, guys, so here now we've got the all sticking through. I'm gonna place my finger here to make sure I can keep my finger where this where the yarn kind of separates, so I know where the hole is. And I'm only gonna back the awl out just a little bit, and then I'm gonna keep track of the hole we made. So if you separate this here, you can see you're separating the yarn. You can see the hole you made. And again, guys, if you want to see this in greater detail, hop on over to my YouTube channel. I gave, there's a separate video tutorial of just this carrot that I did last night when I made this guy here. So you guys can see in more detail exactly how to get these done close. I gave you a little bit more close-ups, and you have a complete view of my workstation. So hop on over to YouTube and help me out, you guys, because my YouTube channel is taking off, and I really appreciate that. So at this point now, I've pushed it all the way through, and I'm having a little bit of a problem. Okay, so what I need to do here is now I lost the hole on this side. This is the fun part, guys. This is where you get to kind of dig and try to find where you... There it is. Okay, so it looks like my pipe cleaner got a little bent and crooked. I'm going to try going in from this side. There we go. Did you see how easy that was? If you have a problem from one side, go in on the other side. Just try to keep track of where the holes are. You could put like a toothpick in there, something that'll help keep your place so you know where the yarn is. If you choose to do this while you're wrapping, it might be a little bit easier, but then you're going to have to contend with these things might get a little tangled up in the process. So there's always a chance that if you change that, you could do it while you're wrapping the orange yarn, and then you'll be able to see better. So that's how we add that on. I'm not putting any glue on it, so if you ever decide that you don't want it on a piece anymore and it's not permanently affixed, with after I put this in, I'm going to be gluing greenery and flowers around it, so this thing's not coming out of the wreath. You can literally just pull these right out. See how easy they move? You're not actually altering the piece until you glue something to it. And so now next, guys, is the greenery. So here's my little greenery bush I got from Michael's. I like the movement of it. I like how it's kind of a little crazy, little up, down, all around, all over the place. And I love the movement of it. I'm just trying to remember, like, when you pull a carrot out of the ground, it has a really long greenery stem on it. And that's what I absolutely love about this bush. It's got, like, a lot of fluffy parts to it. Okay, so I cut off 2 bundles, and I like them to be full. So I cut off 2 bundles, and you see how they kind of just move, and they're weird, and they have their own little character. You can kind of bend the top part where this has a little bit more wire. And always, you can take a peek at your stuff when you buy them to see if the wire comes up into the piece. If you have something to bend, that's the best part. So I'm just kind of bending it a little bit. And now remember, we made a hole at the top up here before we... Yeah, there we go. So I'm just going to put these in preliminarily. Big word. Sorry. And I'm just going to see if I like how they look. I'm actually really digging that. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue them in. So I pulled them out together. I'm going to put glue on the 2 of them together. And actually, that's not going to work out. I'm going to do one at a time, guys. I don't have a choice. So I'm just going to put glue on the end of it in my glue skillet here. And then find that hole again and place that in there. You're going to have glue at the top. That's fine. There's enough glue at the top here that you can just stick this second one into that. And then you can kind of bend some of these down. And I like the weirdness of it. Do you see how this kind of just looks a little funky? Isn't it? It just turns out, and every single one's different. See how this one looks a little different? This one looks a little different. And this is the first one I did. It's a little bit shorter, but they're all just a little bit different. And I love that. Absolutely love that. And see what here I did here was, you can see up here, I mean, it's not going to matter to a lot of people. Some people, it depends on your detail. It depends on your eye and where your eye's drawn. You can see up here where I ended the twine. I'm going to take a flower. I have these little tiny orange flowers I'm going to put in the wreath. I'm going to glue a flower on top of that to hide that. So if there's ever a part on something that you don't like and you kind of made a little hiccup and it's like, oh, it's not your favorite part of the piece and it's showing towards the front, if you ever do that and you can't place it to the back of whatever you're making to kind of hide it, if you ever do that, put a leaf on it, put a flower on it, do something to it, you'll find a way to cover it and it'll never be a problem. Never a problem. So there's the carrot, guys. So now we've got our 3 different carrots and we're going to put them on a wreath. So now I get to stand up and show you guys how to assemble this. This is going to be a very simple wreath. We are only putting greenery, one type of flower. So we're not doing a lot of florals, just greenery, flowers. And then we're going to put these carrots on there and just a tiny bit of ribbon. There's the ribbon I got. This is a Michael's ribbon and this is a Craft Outlet ribbon. This is a 50-yard roll. I got this last year, these gingham ribbons. So I'm going to do orange plaid with burlap and yellow stripe. I don't want to do too much orange. Depends on your OCD. Yeah, that's true, Linda. This depends. Thank you, Sharon. It's really cute. Thank you. Hello, beautiful Astoria, Oregon. First time watcher and like it. Kudos. Thank you for joining, Karen. Welcome, welcome so much. Angel, you are very talented. Hello from Alabama. Thank you, Angel. I appreciate that so much. Okay, guys, I have a little tabletop easel that I use. I just got this maybe, I don't know, maybe a month ago from Michael's. These little tabletop easels for canvases. They are perfect for holding your wreath in front of you. I don't like to work on a wall or a door. I'm going to move this way a little bit. Give you guys a little bit better view. I don't like to really work on a door. I don't want to get glue on the door. Pieces fall off, and that's what my craft mat is for. I don't want to get glue on my carpet or anything like that. So this easel, before I just worked flat on the workspace. But this easel really helps because it brings everything up at a diagonal. And I'll show you real quick. This is just an 18-inch grapevine wreath. Holds it perfectly. Is that not awesome? This is a tabletop easel for painting, for canvas paints. And Michael's had them on sale about a month ago. I'm sure they still have them. They have all their art pieces on sale, and all that stuff was coming out. So it's perfect for this standard size wreath. Might not work if you use bigger, but 18-inch grapevine is pretty standard, and that's usually what everybody's making wreaths out of. This is a standard door size wreath. So this is perfect for what I like to do, and I've been using it to make my wreaths since I got it. I love it. Hi, Mary. Hi, Jamie. Jermaine Santos. The carrots are made out of Styrofoam cones and a half ball. If you would like to see, I have a separate YouTube video just on YouTube with good detail and better, 1080 HD quality. You could see exactly how the carrots were put together if you missed it so far. This actual video will also be up on YouTube as well. Hi from Chicago. Hi, Micah. First time watcher, Becky. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Linda, by the way, love your hair. Thanks, Linda. Thanks. Where do you get the pad you have your hot glue on? Love it. Oh, the little pink guy here. That silicone pad I got on Amazon. Came with a bunch. It's like the hot gluer's friend or hot glue kit or something like that. It had a whole bunch of other little stuff that came with it too, but I basically wanted that silicone mat. Let's see. Where did you get the pad? There we go. Rochelle, you have beautiful eyes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm blushing, guys. I'm blushing. Okay. So what I'm doing first is I'm going to put my carrots on because they're my main event. I want them to be the main event. I don't want them to be overshadowed by anything else. And these styrofoam balls are flying everywhere. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to put them right back here. The styrofoam was rolling everywhere. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place the carrots on first, and then we'll put the greenery around the carrots. If you're doing like a normal floral wreath, normally I put my greenery on first. But again, I want to place these carrots on, and then I'm going to put the greenery around them. So I'm trying to see exactly here how I want the placement to be, how I want to set them. Like this little weird guy here. I'm going to put 2 on this side, and then 1 down here. Okay, yeah, that's how I'm going to do that. So first one, just place things on in a way that you are happy with it. Literally, the grapevine is perfect for these types of pipe cleaners. You can just feed it through the holes, and you'll see that it's not coming back through here. Let me push this way so you guys can see the back of it. You can see here. You just find a spot to feed those through. And then there now, the carrot is on the wreath. I'm only going to do a couple twists here. I cover the back of my wreath with greenery so you won't see any of the behind the scenes. So I'm just going to do a couple twists back here like this. And then I finish that later. I cut it off and I twist it down. So now this guy I want to put right next to this one up here, but I want it to get as close as I possibly can get it. So I'm going to try to feed it through right here. Yes, okay. There we go. And that kind of put that one more at a diagonal. That's perfect. So I'm just twisting this down here. I can see a loose piece of twine on this guy, so I'm just going to come in real quick right behind here and just shoot a little bit of glue and push that down in there. So that was just your last minute. Okay, so that's what we're working with so far, just putting those 2 on like that. I mean, these carrots are going to give it a presence. It's going to be a pretty substantial piece, and that's why I didn't want to overpower anything with a lot of flowers and a lot of ribbon. But you'll see exactly just how quick this is all going to be put together. I'm going to put this one over here, just kind of I want it a little bit higher. Yeah, I want this a little bit higher up here. There we go, guys. There we go. And look, all it is, it's just so dang cute. I mean, I can't help it. I haven't made the wreath yet. I just have the idea to make these and then put them on a wreath. So I'm a little stinking excited about how so cute this is. Okay, so I just twisted those on pretty tight. And again, I go over the back later and I cut off the pieces. I twist them around themselves, and then I put leaves over the back so it hides a lot of that so you don't see anything from the back. That's just in case somebody, if they hang it on a window or on a storm door that has a window, or even a front door that has a window. I had an apartment that my whole front door was my patio door, and it was a big, huge window. Whatever. So everything you hung on the outside, you could see from the inside. So sometimes I like to make sure that the backs are just as pretty as the fronts, or at least comparable. You know, at least comparable. Let's see. Oh, Donna, if you Donna, you can always catch my playbacks. You're one of my regulars. I love you, girl. I use wire easels that you put funeral sprays on for my wreaths. Oh yeah. There's always those, or the wreath stands, or the floral stands. I've seen those too. Lamar Mariellen, how do I find you on YouTube? Same the same name, Crafty Thoughts and Whatnots. I have a YouTube channel, so you'll just go to YouTube and Google Crafty Thoughts and Whatnots, and you'll see my page come up. I've got probably some 38, 40 videos, and then of course the carrot video was just put up last night, so, or early this morning. I didn't go to bed till like 3 in the morning, guys. So that's pretty cool. Beth, love how you explain everything. That's why I do this, you guys. Some people have a lot of problem with my talking, and I was a little thin-skinned on it for a while. I've gotten over it, let's put it that way. And, you know, I've been doing this for only just not even a year yet, but the details I give are what I would prefer when I was a beginner. I did not have people to help me when I was a beginner. My grandma taught me a lot of things, but she passed away when I was 17. So when I wanted to start making things and I needed help, I turned to a lot of different YouTube videos, and I turned to a lot of tutorials that I couldn't find the detail I needed. So that's why you guys are getting the long version of things. If you don't like the long version, skip ahead, please skip ahead. I feel your pain. There are times where I've watched things and I just skip ahead because someone is just going off. You know, it's fine. We are all different. It takes all kinds. Just remember, I'm giving you exactly what I feel you would need if you're a beginner. So if you're not a beginner and you're more advanced, skip those things, guys. Skip them. It's perfect. That's the beauty of YouTube. It's the beauty of a replay on Facebook. You don't have to sit through it. So there we go. There's okay, we're done. No, I'm joking, we're not. But that's it. So there's the carrots on the wreath. Look how cute it is. Oh. This is the part where I start to get excited because things are just so freaking precious. All right, guys. So I'm gonna grab my greeneries over here, and I'll show you real quick what we're gonna work with. The main event on every greenery bush, everything, I like to use ficus leaves. And this is a ficus bush. You can get this at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, or you can buy them online at Craft Outlet. Hobby Lobby, they go on sale every other week, so you can get them for 99 cents. We're going to cut one of those up. This is the leftovers from the bush that we used for the tops of the carrots. I'm going to try to incorporate that in maybe a little bit. This is a different greenery bush. It's just, pick a variety of greens, guys. Just get different colors, different hues. If you can see, this has a little bit more lime and yellow in it, and this is a little bit more emeraldy dark green. When you mix the greens together, if you get enough different colors and textures, it looks beautiful. And that's what you really want. Just change up the variety, and it ends up becoming its own arrangement, even though it's just greenery. So we got the ficus, we got the leftovers, we got this greenery bush. This was bought at Michael's. It says it's a part of the fern collection. Now, guys, this is the stuff on the aisle that Michael's never puts on sale. Never, ever puts on sale. So I usually go and I grab this stuff at Michael's when you get those good discount coupons for 20% off your entire purchase. Or if you just want one specific greenery bush. I mean, some of those guys can go up to $24.99 for a greenery bush. And they're pretty. And I've done it before, but I will wait until I get a 50% off a regular price item coupon, and then you've already cut out half of the price of the item that you want. So there's a way around it because there's always a coupon and there's always an app. Sorry. There's always a coupon on the app, or you could always use 40% off because, you know, they'll give you those when you check out after your purchase. So this guy, I don't know what his regular price was, but I got him for $4.99. We're not going to use this whole thing. We're going to use a few pieces of it. And then this right here, also from Michael's. It's a classic greenery bush. It kind of looks a little bit like a houseplant. Love it. I like that the bright lime green here with a little bit of dark. We're going to use a few pieces of that, and we're just going to mix it all in. So a little bit of house plant, a little bit of fern, a little bit of greenery, and a little bit of ficus. And then lastly, I just have to put a tiny bit of flowers. You guys know me. I have to have flowers. I can't not have flowers. I'm addicted to flowers. It's weird for me to not be wearing a floral shirt today. I got these guys at Michael's. This is part of their spring stuff that they just put out now. So I got 2 bundles. I bought these obviously with no project in mind. It just turned out that they're going to look super cute. I'm not going to use all of these. I'm probably only going to use a few accented here and there. And then I'm going to pull off one of those flowers and cover up that part on the carrot that you can see the twine on that I'm not too happy with. So all I'm going to do, guys, here is I'm going to start cutting stuff up. And we'll place it in the wreath. And then after that, it's just some easy go ribbon. Oh, geez. There we go. I won. cutting these kind of shorter just because from experience when I'm placing them into a wreath, I don't really need that much length on them. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. So I'm just cutting them below each piece here. If you see, this is where this is. I'm going to cut this down here at this next leaf interchange, I guess. What do you call that? Okay, I either need new wire cutters or I'm weak. I mean, geez, I've been doing this for a while. I can't be that weak. There we go. I'm going to only cut up the two sides because I don't want to put way too much of one on there. So I'm going to leave this one on the stem. And if we need to, I can always come back to it. So again, I'm just going to cut a few of these off of each one. So I'm just going to cut 2 off of that bush, set it to the side. And remember, these aren't going to stay in the sticks that they are. We're going to cut them apart even further. And here's a quick tip if you guys didn't already know. When you buy these greenery bushes, if you look here, you can see that they have like little indents in them here and here. That's basically where you can cut them apart and it'll be easier on you. I guess they put like little indents on there. So if you place your piece there, it's a lot easier to cut it off than if you were to cut it in the middle. I think I learned that from Julie Samaka at Southern Charm Wreaths. She's taught a lot. She's another great tutorial gal. She is my business coach and mentor actually. So I got a lot of good stuff from that gal. She's a really great lady. So here's a little collection on the table. If you guys can peek down here, let me see here, show you. Here's my little collection of greens. Actually, you can't see them all. There's a greenery collection. I like to get a lot of pieces cut up first to kind of collect them all up. And oh, my stuff stopped scrolling. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. My comments stopped scrolling. Oh, geez. Oh, Donna Hater's gonna hate. There are a lot of them. Don't change anything. Thank you, Donna. Thank you. Let's see. Love the conversation. Thank you, Patty. I love that. I appreciate that. Patty Henry makes me feel like I'm sitting with you. That's how I want it to be. I want it to be like we're all at the craft table together. There's room for everyone, right? Nancy finally made it. Better late than not at all. Yes, Nancy, thanks for joining. You know you can catch everything on YouTube. It's always there. Oh, that's great, Donna. I love to hear that, grandchildren. My grandma was she was a special kind of awesome. I miss her so much. I love how you talk to the greenery and tell it that you won. Yeah. I won that battle. I won. Angel, you're my new fave to watch. I love your down-to-earth language. Thank you, guys. You guys are so dang nice and making me blush. Nancy, first time watching. Welcome, Nancy. Thanks for joining. And Rebecca, first time also. Thank you for joining, guys. First time. Thank you, Ann and Sharon. Rebecca, thank you guys so much. Welcome. Okay. So, oh, you know what? I forgot to cut this off. Let me get one of these. I mean, again, these are the leftovers, but I'm not going to incorporate all of every bush into it. A lot of times if you're buying bushes, just remember they're going to be good for multiple projects. And I don't want too much of one greenery in one spot because that would end up making things look a little weird. I start with the ficus leaves because they're technically just my filler. These are for behind the scenes, like you're going to cover majority of these up. So put them in your wreath with, and keep in mind that they are basically just a filler for behind the scenes. They will the majority of them will probably disappear by the time you're done with your wreath. So let me pull this guy a little closer. And put it kind of like this for you to show you. You're not going to be able to see me behind here. You guys saw earlier, I got my glue skillet. Right there. There's the glue skillet. Basically going to be dipping pieces into it and then just adding them into the wreath here and there. That's just the main focus of the glue skillet. It's just to help me place stuff in there more easily. And just add. That's all I'm doing is finding a hole here or there and pushing that ficus leaf way, you know, way down deep inside of the wreath. I think I underestimated the size of these carrots, but it's still really super cute. You know, I'm loving how it's all turning out. I'm just placing these around these pieces, guys. Actually, you know what? This is too long. I gotta cut that off. There's no way that would have went into the wreath. It was actually much longer. And it's on a part where there isn't any wire, so it would have been difficult to get that to stay in there anyways. So I needed it to be shorter, basically. Just, again, just work these in to the grapevine behind things, on the sides, up and down. This isn't a wreath where we're going to pick like a counterclockwise or a clockwise rotation. We're going to basically put things around the carrots. We're accenting the carrots. They are our main event. So we want things to kind of lend support of them. So we're going to accent them with greenery and ribbon and stuff like that, but we're not going to take away from them. There's another piece that's kind of a little... There we go. Oh, here guys, I'll show you. That one melted to the point. This piece right here is so thin, it doesn't have any wire in it, and my hot glue melted it. Now this is an instance where I would use a steel pick. And I have a steel pick machine. I don't want to put a steel pick on this side of the wreath because you're going to end up seeing that metal through there. So I'm just kind of shoving it in between a thicker, denser part of the grapevine where they're kind of all coming together. That's how I'm placing those in there. So there's just that little bit of ficus. This is my last piece of ficus. If you see and decide that you want more in your wreath, cut off more. I'm just putting just a tiny bit in, and all it does is just it adds a little bit of focus, a little bit of greenery. And you'll see when we add the other layers, more layers of greenery are going to give you all that, what's that arty stuff people say? Depth, texture, color, whatever. I just do what makes me happy. If it's pretty, then I'm for it, you know? It's not, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. Cindy, I think she made them. I need to watch the replay. Just found you. I'm in love. Thank you, Becky. Very creative. She made them. Let's see. Sure. Oh, sure. Yes, I did. I made the carrots. And you can always see that on YouTube. I have a specific just carrot video so you can see start to finish with more detail. So if you guys see here, this is how I cut this off of that one bush, the darker green. So basically I took the piece right above here. Can you even, hold on. Right above there and cut it off. That's where this was connected. I cut it off there, and basically the greenery itself, this is now a pick and this is now a pick. So you can take a bush, cut one of the stems off the bush, and then turn that stem into more picks. So this is what was pulled off of the bush, and then I turned it into 2 picks. We're going to put those 4 in, and we're just going to add them in little places. And that's like some of the best parts. Someone had told me once before that they weren't aware that you could even do that. That it wasn't, they weren't aware that that was something that could be done. Like they just weren't familiar with cutting apart greenery or cutting apart bushes. They thought that the way it came was the way you had to do it. And let me tell you, I won't say nothing. Very few things that I purchase stay in their original form. Let's put it that way. Most of the stuff I buy gets cut apart, added to, it gets altered somehow. There's never anything that usually stays in its original form in my world. And see here, what I'm noticing is this one's a little bit looser, so it may slide off the top. I'm going to throw just a tiny bit of glue on the top here. Literally, I'm just going to stick it in the end of my glue gun, get a tiny bit of glue, and then I'm going to push that plastic piece back up towards the top, and then let that glue hold on to it. now it is a pick. It also helps too because there's a lot of times where I'll go shopping and I'll see these little tiny greenery picks. Like you can, it's like they're $1.49 for a little tiny piece, and it's very, very tempting to get them because if they're 40% off of $1.49, wow! But you got to buy 6 or 7 of them. Do you see what I mean? You got to buy 6 or 7 of them to fill up your piece or to get them, you know, how you would want them to look. You'd want your piece to be full. So basically, buy the bush, buy the little bundle of whatever it is you want, and then once you get the discount or the sale or you use the coupon on your app, you'll see that in the long run, it'll even itself out. And then you don't really need to worry so much about, oh, okay, these are, it's like, sometimes it's like that thing where it's like, not every deal at the dollar store is a deal. Just because it's $1 doesn't mean that it's a deal. You see what I mean? So same thing with Greenery. Don't be intimidated over a price tag that says $14.99. I have hardly ever in my life paid full price for anything that I find in a craft store. I am a super, super frugal to a point. I will spend money on something if it's really pretty. If it's a gorgeous flower, I'll spend $15 on it. If it's really special, if it's for a specific purpose, if it's for a specific gift or person or event, you know, there's a difference. Sometimes you get what you pay for, and sometimes you just fall in love with something. But there's very seldom times I will pay full price for a piece of floral or greenery. And then with the way things cost, you kind of have no choice but to get into that, to get into the coupon part of it and the apps and the sales and the, the emails and all that stuff. I'm a sucker for those. I get those notifications on my phone and I'm like, oh great, I'm going to have to go get something while I'm at, on my lunch hour or something. Never fails, never fails. All right, so I'm just kind of seeing where I want to place this, or if I want to rip it apart. I think I'm going to rip it apart right here. Turn that into a separate piece. You guys, I'm going to glue my carrots together. Stand back. They keep separating here. They keep coming apart where if you can see here, where they come together, they keep coming apart. So I'm going to place some glue right on this side of the carrot. And I'm going to just stick that one right onto it. I don't want them to come apart. I want them to be best friends. Sherry, first time watching you. Where can I watch and how are they made? Oh, Sherry, well, the Facebook replay will be done once I'm done here, but you can always go to YouTube. I have a YouTube channel, same name, Crafty Thoughts and Whatnots, and all my videos are up there. And then there's a specific carrot video for just the carrot, so you can see in detail my workstation and everything. Karen, what are you dipping the stems before placing? I have a glue skillet back there. Let's see. Christina, Crafty Thoughts and Whatnots. It's just exactly the same name as Facebook, Crafty Thoughts and Whatnots. Judy, is there a wholesale floral in Las Vegas? I'm sure there is, but I don't have a wholesale license. I don't have a wholesale business license, so I don't know. I wouldn't be able to purchase if they did. Diana, it's a special 6-inch or 7-inch Surebonder glue skillet I got on Amazon. It's made for glue. You can get the ones and use them for food. Some people say don't do that. Some people say do it. With anything, just be careful. It's an electric item. It heats up. It gets really hot. So with anything, you guys just got to use care and caution and that type of stuff, and everything will be all right. I've seen Terry Marshall from Millendale Designs, another great lady to watch. Lots of inspiration, lots of talent. They also have a lot of good. She has a lot of good stuff for sale on her website, ribbon and things. She has a full-size kitchen skillet in her shop. Julie Samaka, my good business, or my mentor, she has a full-size skillet in hers as well that she uses. I think she has a small one too, but I think during Christmas she bought a full-size skillet. She had a big order of centerpieces, and I watched her make those. It's really gorgeous. So here, guys, same thing with this one that we cut off the bush. I'm going to cut it right here. Remember, this one has those little points in the stem. You can see here and here. It's like they put little indentations in it. Those are the points that you can cut with your wire cutters that are the easy points to get in and out. So if you were to cut somewhere else, it might be a little bit more difficult, a little thicker, harder. You got to put some more stress in your hands. But that's where those are designed to. So now from a bush, we took a stem, and from a stem, we made 2 picks. And I love doing that. That's the part that makes me so happy. I'm going to bend this one a little bit forward. And I'll place that one right down inside there. Now this isn't going to be a really full wreath. I wanted it to be airy. I wanted it to be, you know, I wanted you to have holes to see through things. I wanted it to look like, you know, like just the greenery went wild. I want it to look like things were kind of just growing crazy wild off of one side or the other. I wanted it to look just Alice in Wonderland mad, you could say. I want it to be a little crazy. And see how that's, you can't really tell here. I just kind of stuck that in there, and I love the way it's covering the carrot. So I'm going to pay attention to where I placed it so that when I put the glue on it, I can get it right back in that spot. That's about how much glue I put on stuff, guys. We're really working it into the grapevine, and you got a lot of, you know, access points, a lot of touch points. You want it to touch everything, and you want it to have a good stick. I'm thinking I'm done with the greenery after this. Normally, you guys, I always cut off more and I keep adding to it, but I think what I'm doing, maybe just down here. I think what I'm doing is pretty much set. I'm digging it. I'm gonna put this big one on this side. I'm gonna turn this way real quick, guys. Real quick, just. Yeah, I'm going to add that one right down in there. And then we're going to get the ribbon out. We're going to do some really loose, I like to call them sloppy bows, not sloppy joes. If you're hungry, I can relate anything to food. Sloppy bows, and or lazy bows. It's basically a bow that it doesn't take effort. It doesn't take a lot of hand strength. It doesn't take effort. It's just kind of loosely held together, and it's just as gorgeous as those fancy ones. And again, this is a relaxed spring wreath. I don't want to have like a really ornate, really full loopy type thing going on here. I want it to be, this one's arguing with me, guys. Hold on. I gotta put my pliers in. If you're having if you're fighting with the grapevine, I'm gonna put my pliers in there, and I'm gonna spread them apart so that I can open up the grapevine and get my piece in there. Okay, there. I think I'm gonna win on that also. Let's see. I want it where I want it. That's exactly where I want it. So now that I got it in there, I can't use my glue skillet because I'm not going to pull it back out. It's got a good seal. I got to use a glue gun. I'm going to let gravity do work for me. So I'm going to pick up my wreath and twist it really weird. Get my glue gun. I have to put it upside down. Get my glue gun right where I want it. So I get a little weird angle. And we're going to squirt the glue right in there. And I'm going to let gravity work for me. Just make sure you hold it over your table, or you're going to get glue on the floor. If it goes through the whole wreath, we'll see. And I'm going to add some orange flowers and ribbon. Let's see. Love zesty. It is. You like it zesty. What type of glue do you use in the skillet? It's AdTech glue sticks, and I just cut them up. I don't buy those little glue pillows or pellets that they sell for them. It's just the same glue sticks you put in your glue gun, and I just cut them up into pieces and it melts it. But I use AdTech glue. I was getting it at Walmart for a while in little 24 packs for a decent price, but I actually got a box of it, a 5-pound box on Amazon for like 20 bucks. Crazy good deal, and it was, I counted the sticks. Hold on, guys, I'll show you real quick. I counted these glue sticks. Check that out. That's what they sent me. AdTech glue sticks. So 5 pounds is about 96 sticks. Isn't that fun? That's one of those things where, like, you like to look at certain things. You like to play with things. I like to play with these glue sticks. I like to just... Yeah, I'm weird. Don't worry about it. Or maybe I'm not weird. How many of you guys just like that stuff? Craft supplies make me happy. But that was about 20 bucks on Amazon for 96 sticks. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. Let's see here. Oh, and see my twine. Here, you guys, this is where you want things to fail on you. See that? My twine came off. We're going to fix that. Remember, there's always that learning curve. There's always that possibility that something could possibly mess up, go wrong. And if you're making this as a gift or if you're making it to sell in your business, you want stuff to fail on you now. I say that in a lot of my videos. I know you guys hear me. It's repetitive, but this is where you want stuff to go wrong so you can fix it ahead of time. So like a lot of times with my arrangements, once I'm done, I'll pick them up and I'll shake them. I mean, it's kind of scary to think about, but you pick it up and you shake it. If stuff flies out, then obviously you forgot to glue something in or something's just not good. It's not made for that piece. Don't be afraid. Because the worst thing in the world is that sinking feeling if someone was to call you and say, hey, I purchased this from you and it broke. I'm like, oh man. Well, let me see. First off, can we blame it on shipping? If not, that's my bad and I will fix it. And even if it is a shipping issue, I will fix it. Just remember that, guys. If you ever buy anything from my Etsy shop, I will always work with you to get you what you need. So if something goes wrong, because I've been a huge advocate of, I'm weary about shipping things. And I hate paying for shipping, number one, but the way a lot of these places get things to you, I swear they play soccer with the boxes before they get to you. And there's times I've gotten boxes that are just absolutely crushed. Like, what are you doing with this box? That it is so crushed that it doesn't even resemble a rectangle or a square anymore. So never fret. The things that I have shipped to people, they've said they've got them with not even a ribbon out of place. So that's really good. But all these little tiny things, stuff can still happen. Just you want it to happen now before you end up sending it out or giving it as a gift. That's just normal. All right, guys. So here's the flowers. The flowers. Beth, I'm not weird. Perfect. Okay, so you like to play with glue. I guess you like to play with glue too? Yeah. Yeah. It's what makes me me, right? I'm nothing if not self-entertained, right? Sometimes that is half the battle. All right, so this bundle had 5 on it. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. Had six pieces on it. I'm only going to cut off 4 because I'm going to put 2 over. Actually, you know what? That's not symmetrical. I'm going to use all 5. Ignore that. I'm going to use all 5. And just remember, I'm going to take one of these flowers off of here. So watch this. So that flower is going to go on the top of this carrot to cover that piece that I wasn't so happy about. But now we have this ugly piece here. Don't have an extra piece that fell off. I'm just going to cut this off right here. See that right there? Boop. And so now you don't, oh, hold on. One more. No. Okay, never mind. Normally my sneezes come in 3s. Excuse me. Excuse me. Allergies. Hello from Cincinnati. Hi, Lisa. Jackie, yeah, you missed the carrots, but it's okay. It's okay. The replay will be here on Facebook. And then also if you want a more detailed view, there is a YouTube video that I made specifically just for the carrots. You'll have a really good quality and a very good detailed view of it. So if you want to hop over to YouTube, you can watch the carrots in detail. And then you have the video to constantly refer back to anytime you want. So if you don't want to make it right now, you can always go back and watch the video later when you're ready to make the carrots. Oh, bless you. Look at all those guys. You guys are all blessing my sneezes. My little sniffles from my snoofer. Thank you. Thank you. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Yeah, look at all those. God bless you. Thank you so much. The carrots were in a YouTube video and post. Yes, thank you, Darlene, for helping out. Thank you so much for letting people know. I'm going to glue this guy onto that part of the carrot. You can't see here. I'm going to try to turn it more your way. You can see here. That's where I ended the twine on this carrot. And I'm not loving the fact that you can see it from the front. So I'm going to glue this flower right here. And then no one will ever know. Well, everybody who's watching this video will know. But no one will ever know when it's hanging on your door that there was a small little imperfection. It's okay. It's okay. So let's put some glue on the end of it. And let me glue this guy right down on top of it there. Little greenery sticking out like that right there. Bloop. Now it's fixed. And that's cute. That's so cute. Oop, 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 oop. I guess the wreath got excited too, jumped right off of the thing. Alright guys, so let me put this again, facing you more this away. And I'm going to try to just kind of work these flowers in on... I got to face it towards me real quick, guys. And then I'll see. I'm just going to kind of place them in sporadic spots just to see how I like them. And what I do is I kind of bend the stem upward a little bit so that when you place it into the wreath, it kind of will bend towards you instead of just lying flat against the grapevine. You want it to kind of bend towards you a little bit. So just take your thumb and bend the stem a little bit. And we kind of work it into the grooves of the grapevine in there. You'll see that it just kind of naturally will... It'll naturally fold and bend with you. It won't... When you place it in the wreath, if it's just flat like this, that's what you get. If you curve it a little bit, and then you place it into the wreath, that's what you get. So instead of it looking like this on the wreath, it looks like this on the wreath. Hopefully that helps you guys a little bit, gives you some idea. Olive. Oh, no notification. Yeah, Facebook is a terror on that. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to get that to fix. A lot of people have that same problem. A lot of other crafter pages just... You can go in there and say that you want your notifications. If you have your settings put to notified on all live streams, you should get a notification. And even then, my notifications I have for when I watch Julie Sinmaka on Southern Charm Wreaths. I also watch Damon Oates from Deco Exchange. These guys, these are all great people. Nick Creticos from Nick's Seasonal Decor, Terry Marshall, Millendale Designs, Lauren from Beautiful Mesh. There are a lot of pages. Lorianne is a really good one from Plum Blessed, y'all. They do a lot of great stuff. Very talented people. There's times I don't get notifications either, and then I'm like, really? Okay, I guess I'll have to watch the playback, but who knows why Facebook does that, why they torture us so. And I need a good fit. This one's just kind of sticking through. There we go, I found one. And some of these, you guys, if you find a spot you like, you don't have to worry about repositioning it. Just commit to that spot and glue that in right there. And so far, I like everything I've done. And I'm not being conceited. I just like everything I've done. No. There's times I will reposition something like 5 or 6 times because I'm just not liking, I'm just not digging, the look of it. But if you find something and it's really speaking to you, glue that puppy in that spot. Because there's times where I'll go and I've moved something and I have forgotten where I had it originally. And I'm like, really, Whitney? You should have just left it alone. Now this one doesn't have any... Yeah, this one doesn't have any leaves on it. Isn't that strange? All of them had these little leaves on it. This one does not. And I didn't cut it off or throw it away. Sometimes it falls. Nope. Just checking, guys, because I've had stuff literally fall and end up behind me. Who knows? Okay. Let me check real quick. Hi, Jan from Florida. It really looks like a garden, doesn't it? I love that. That's exactly... sometimes you have these thoughts in your mind and then you can't really put a title to it. But then I get on here with you guys and you guys just throw out the best ideas. And it's like you guys understand me because I would have never thought a garden. But that's exactly what I want it to look like. Looks like the carrots have grown in a garden. Oh my gosh, Ing, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Linda, that's just what I said. Perfect. Yes. Again, you guys understand me. Donna, so glad I found you today. Have so enjoyed watching you. Thank you, Donna. I've enjoyed you guys being with me. Love it, love it. Do you have a list of items to buy to make this? Rebecca, I went through the supplies at the beginning, but if you want, when I place this video, I'm going to put it on YouTube. On YouTube, all of my videos have, in the descriptions, I put all of the places where I've got all of the supplies. So you can, if you ever need the list, go to YouTube, look up that video. All of my Facebook Lives are on YouTube. You can look up that video, and in the description, there is a list of where I got the supplies. Oh, Hot Mesh Mom sent you? Oh, well, thank you. She must have shared my video. That's so great. Thank you so much. That's great. Thanks for joining me, and thank you, Hot Mesh Mom, for doing that. Miss Whitney's carrot patch. Thank you, guys. Now I need to make a wreath today. Why do I always want to craft on Sundays when Hobby Lobby is closed? I know, I plan ahead. I do that too. I'm like, okay, so I want to create all day Sunday. If there's a supply that I need, I'm going to have to go to Hobby Lobby on Saturday. Yeah, I do that. I do that exact same thing, guys. You are definitely not alone in that. So let me place... What is this? Okay, I thought that was a stem. That was a part of the wreath. It's normal. I mean, the grapevine will come apart. That's just kind of part of it. It's a dried vine. And then out here in Las Vegas, with our dry climate, stuff dries out a lot faster than you would think. So there's always that extra... There's always that extra little possibility that stuff will dry out more here in our climate. Actually, just noticed my door is open. You guys, real quick, let me make sure there's not a dog in here because I have a dog that literally eats everything off the floor. So 1 second. Sorry. Oh, come on, Johnny, let's go. Okay, let's show everybody. I found one. I knew it. You see this? She opened the door and she came in. She's not allowed in here when Mommy's crafting. This is Zoe. This is my little special needs one. I have 2 wiener dogs like this, black and tan, but this is Zoe. This is my little special needs girl. She has seizures. She takes pills. She's normally very, very good. But she knows how to open doors, apparently. So I'm going to go put her back outside. I'll be right back. There you go. Yeah, good girl. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Children, you know, just a mother of 2 daughters. Oh, gosh. Alright guys, I'm going to stick this in here too, and this is going to cover up a little bit of the carrots, but I like the way it looks. So don't be afraid to cover up your main event, you know? I'm not covering it up a lot. I'm just kind of putting a flower accent there, and I'll show you real quick. I placed these orange flowers right here towards the middle of the 2 carrots. I like the way it filled the empty space. So again, don't be afraid to just throw a little bit of coverage on something if you're not too sure about it. It's not covering the whole piece. Do not worry, do not fret. It looks amazing and it looks really cute. So you make sure, I'm just going to tug to make sure I glued all of them. I glued them all in. And I think I'm good on that. Let me push this back and ask you guys. I don't think it needs any more greenery. Remember, we're going to put a bow on it. So what do you think? I'm going to hold the wreath like this. That doesn't matter. So basically they're like right on either side. We're going to put ribbon and bow in here. I plan to make and give to the director of our county food program because it reminds me of our gardening ventures. Oh, that's cute. That's a good idea, Anita. That's sweet. Yeah, Precious. You guys saw my little wiener dog. Oh my God, looks like my Frankie. So Beth, you have a little Frankie named wiener dog. Yeah, I got 2 of those. She's adorable. What kind of risers do you have on the table? I need to raise mine. It's an easel. This is an art easel. It's for canvases. I got it at Michael's. It's really lightweight and perfect for that. Looks great, adorable, perfect. Okay, so you guys think, I agree with me? Agree. We're good with the flowers. Okay. We are going to move on to ribbon, and we're done, you guys. We're done. So, my 2 selections of ribbon. I've got an orange gingham, or plaid, picnicky look, and then I've got a yellow stripe on a canvasy. This is not burlap. It's more canvas type ribbon. Now, burlap would be gorgeous in this. Just bundled up brown burlap. You could put little puffs of that in there. Burlap would be great. I have some thicker, wider ribbon that is just a wide canvas with a lot of like a looser, it's a looser weave. So that looks really, really super pretty. But I wanted to add a little bit of different yellow. I wanted it to be more summery, more springy, more fresh. So I do have more orange, but I love this pop of yellow that adds to it. It just, it gave it a little bit different of a feel. I almost went with pink because pink and orange look great together. Pink and oranges and purples all look wonderful together. All I'm doing here is, oh, that didn't turn out. Okay. Sensor bar, don't look. That first dovetail did not look right. There we go. When I unroll my ribbon, I like to cut the first end so that it's ready. It's just ready to go with the dovetail on it, so that when I'm done, I only have to cut one more piece. I'm doing the same thing with this guy here. I'm just going to cut a dovetail. If you're not familiar with what a dovetail is, you basically fold your ribbon in half. And you have a wired side and a folded side. So you're going to take your scissors at a diagonal, and you're going to cut from the folded side up towards the wire side. So you're cutting a diagonal piece into that, and then when you unfold it, that's a dovetail. Some people call it chevron dovetail. I call it dovetail. That's basically that's how you do a dovetail. And then I'm going to add some streamers, you guys. It's really super simple, and I'll show you how easy that is. That's just literally cut a piece of ribbon, 2 dovetails, and then we'll fasten it and put it in. I'm going to put one over here. I think I'm going to put the main bow kind of up here on the left. You guys can't see that. I'm going to put the main bow kind of up here more to the left and leave a little bit of this space empty. And then I'll put a couple streamers down here just to add a little accent on both sides for ribbon. So have a couple of these guys with you when you're ready to make your bow. You can use regular wire too if you don't have any pipe cleaner, Chanel stem, whatever you want to call it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my big 2.5-inch ribbon first. I got this at Michael's last year during their spring and summer stuff. I got it on sale too. I did not pay full price for it. Let me tell you, they were doing some great sales towards the end of spring last year. I don't know if they have it this year. I haven't really paid attention to the ribbon just yet. I've been buying flowers like crazy, so I haven't really allowed myself to look at ribbon yet, but we'll see. So this is just a 2.5-inch ribbon. I'm going to guesstimate that I want my tail that big. If you're a measurement person, I can tell you that this is a 6-inch tail. And I'm usually I always guesstimate, but I'm telling you, it always ends up being a perfect, an even or an exact amount. It's never 2.5. It's always 2 or 3. I don't know. Something weird about me. I don't know. We'll see how it... Christy, I have a long-haired Sophia 14 and a wire hair. Oh, you got a long hair and a wire hair. The wire hairs have little goatee. Wire hair wiener dogs. They're so cute. Yellow. Yeah. Okay, you guys are liking the yellow. That's good. You guys are liking the yellow ribbon. Surely with your ribbon addiction, you have some burlap. Oh, yeah, Trish. I got... Yes, I have many burlaps. Lots of colors. Lots and lots of burlap. My Christmas tree was covered in burlap. Yeah. I got burlap, girl. Yeah. Burlap for days. Yes, that's pretty. The yellow picks up the string yellow on the carrots. Yeah, it makes it, it's pretty, isn't it? And this is just a twine. The camera lights might be making it look yellow. You guys, of course, I'll take pictures with my studio lights, and that'll be up on Facebook and Instagram, and you'll see that. And if you're watching on YouTube, it'll be at the very end of the video. So take a look at the very end, and you'll see all the still pics that I put up. All right, on to the bow, guys. On to the bow. Okay, one sec. All this talking. Hold on one sec. I need some water. Oh! Technical difficulty. One second. Where are we at? Okay. Not touching. All right. Now see, I dropped it. If you're ever worried about it when you're making your bow and you dropped it, you can see your little pinch marks and all that. Just pinch it back in the same spot and just hold it there. I got my ribbon scissors and I got my chenille stem. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab a piece and make a loop. And if you're worried about the loop size, just again, This is all by feel. This is how I feel I want this to be. If you think it's too big, take it and compare it to your piece. That looks like a perfect size to me. This bow, this piece is the larger. We're going to be putting the smaller ribbon in front. So I want these loops to be a little bit bigger than the loops we're going to make for the front piece of, or where this is going in the front of the bow. So this will have more coverage. It'll be fuller. It'll help support some of the smaller, thinner ribbon. So once you pinch that, you're going to have to twist it because this may look like it, but it is not double-sided. There's the front and there's the back. So you're going to have to twist your ribbon so that the front faces you again, and then here's where you make your second bow. Bring that up to your finger. I hold it with my middle finger back here and pinch it, and you can kind of compare, is it the same size? You can see here that it's not. This one's a little bit bigger. So I'm going to advance that out a little bit more. Now they're about the same size. Nothing has to be symmetrical. I don't like things to be symmetrical. I like them to be kind of crazy and off, and I like them to be different and nothing the same. I think that's a lot of my style because I like things that don't match. I mean, look at my nail polish. I can't do nail polish, which, you know, I got plain, flat, turquoise, glitter, you know. I don't like things to all be the same. I don't know what that is about me. I like dinner chairs. I like having 6 dinner chairs, but 4 of them will be like tufted and the 2 at the end will be like a really rusticy wooden. I like things that all be different. So don't make your bows identical. If you want this type of feel, don't make your bows identical. And I don't know if I'm going to do, let me see real quick, guys. I'm just going to kind of really test the waters to see if I want to make this yeah, I do. Okay. I thought I was just going to do 2 loops, but I'm going to do 4 loops and then I'll do 2 loops of the orange. Because remember, we already got a lot of orange going on in here. So there's my second loop. Twist it towards you. Do the same thing. 3rd loop, twist it towards you. Pinch it. Twist that towards you. And then there's your 4th loop. Bring it up. Twist it. You have your other loops next to it to gauge that you've already, your first loops that you've done. So it should be easier. And then twist that towards you. And then your last one, you do have to twist the tail towards you so that when you cut it and you place it, you have that tail facing you in your piece. Guesstimate that I want it about that long. If it's too long, we'll cut it down. But if it's too short, you can't really do anything. Let's see. You have a mini red dachshund mixed Dixie. She's my shadow. Oh, I know. Aren't they great? All animals are awesome. I had a couple cats. I just lost my cat. Oh, I didn't just lose her. Jeez. It'll be a year in July. So that was the last cat I had. I always had a couple cats, a couple dogs. And growing up, I had all kinds of animals. How do I catch or how do I join you? Betty, on Facebook, you're on right now. We're live. And then on YouTube, you just Google search in the YouTube app or the website, Crafty Thoughts and Whatnots, and you'll see all my videos. Jackie, is that a mass jar gala from the tree? I'm lost, girl. I'm lost, girl. I don't know what that means. One more time. Where did you get your twine? Twine I got at Lowe's. I got these at Lowe's. You can get them at any hardware store on the rope and chain aisle. Yes, Maria, I did make the carrots. You can look them up. I have a special YouTube video. I know you guys are probably sick of hearing that. I have a separate YouTube video I filmed of just the carrots with a lot of detail, and it's in high def, so you'll be able to see that. Okay. No matchy-matchy? Yeah, exactly. We don't want it to match. We don't want it to be perfect. All right, here, guys. So I'm still holding this in my hand here. We're going to go ahead and add the second ribbon. So I'm adding it the same way. I'm just going to take, actually, I need to make that longer. I'm going to make these actually pretty long. I'm going to just guesstimate and make it long. If it ends up being too long, I'll cut it off. So I'm going to pinch that, make my loop a little bit shorter than my other loops. This actually doesn't have to be twisted. It only has a very slight difference on one side of the ribbon than the other. So you could get away with not twisting it. It's just a habit for me to twist the ribbon as I make a bow. So same format, guys. Twist, make your loop, bring it back to your hands, twist, make a loop. Yeah, I'm only going to do 3 loops in the middle of this, and then I'm going to cut that a little bit longer than the other one. So let's place this off to the side, and I'll show you guys the rhyme, or the method to my madness. So I've made this one. I'm going to go ahead and pick it up separately here that we have it, and I'm going to place it on top of this bow. And get sure my thumb is in the middle of all this, right? So now it kind of looks a little weird. It looks a little, you know, it's long. It's not right. It's not done. So you're just going to take your pipe cleaner and run it through the middle of everything where you're holding it. Run it across your thumb here. Bring the 2 to the back. And here's where you can kind of let go with your thumb up front. This is how I do most of my bows, guys. And then just twist this back here. Either use the bow or twist it. What are we talking about? A pick machine? Share my find with everyone interested in the pick machine. It's a handheld one for only $40, a much more affordable price for people like me that don't use it as much as you do, and it works great. All right, Trish, let me see it. What's it look like? A pick machine puts a metal steel pick on the end of all your floral stems. It's really good for arrangements and wreaths. Mary, you bought a Pro Bow and haven't used it. All right, Mary, I got one too. I've been meaning to make a Pro Bow video. I'll get to it, I promise. Is that a mass jar glass that you're drinking? Oh, I don't know. It's a, oh yeah, mason. Duh, mass jar. Sorry, I'm from the West Coast. I don't know if that's a, yeah, it's a mason jar. All my cups in my kitchen are mason jars. I have big ones without handles and little ones. Yeah, sorry about that. Yep, that's right. Sorry, guys. Mason jar. Autocorrect. Yeah, it's a mason jar. I love mason jars. Again, you guys, I'm really country farmhouse. Everything I have. Everything's like 2 steps away from chickens. Chickens and ducks and stuff. Which, hey man, chickens are cute. I love decorating with chickens. I'm not ashamed of that. So I'm going to fluff the bow a little bit. But we're not going to really move anything around until we put it on the wreath. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a smaller little tiny bow down here, which is basically literally loops. That's all it is. So I'll show you real quick. We're going to cut a piece where I want to see how big I want it. I want it to be maybe about that big. So I'm not going to cut 2 tails out of this. I'm cutting 1, all right? So I'm going to cut this piece short right here where I pinched it. And I'll show you the reason. So I just cut this piece of ribbon. That's all you have is a little piece of ribbon. I didn't measure it. You guys, I don't measure things, but if you guys want me to, I'll show you. This is just, it's just a little bit over 13 inches, okay? So I'm going to take this and I'm going to kind of loop it like this. Here's the tail, and then there's the pinch. We're going to pinch it here, okay? And then that's what we're doing. We're making a loop. I'm going to do the exact same thing with my orange ribbon. And again, let me see. I guesstimated by just holding it. This one is 12 inches, so this one's shorter. And of course, that is by design. We want it to be that way. So you're going to do the same thing here. You're going to fold it like this, kind of make your loop. And then you're going to pinch it here. And you're going to hold it where it's pinched. You're going to pick the same one back up, do the same thing again, pinch it there. And you're just going to hold these 2 together. Do you see what we're going for here, guys? Okay. And then we're going to take our pipe cleaner or chenille stem and wrap that around those 2 pieces so you can see here it's got the back under it. And we're going to do the same thing and just twist it. And just twist it and twist it and twist it. Twist it, twist it. And this we're going to put just down here at the bottom, right under this carrot, just to add a little bit of depth. I'm going to dovetail these ends real quick, just down here. Oop, I almost did that backwards. Nope, nope. I'm going to cut that one a little bit shorter, just a tiny, you know what? No, I'm not, because I'm going to bend it. Yeah, I talk to myself a lot, you guys. What crafter doesn't, right? If you're in your craft room, you have to, it's like a self-motivate, remind, you know, all that kind of stuff. It happens all the time. So this is your little second accent bow, you could say. It's just a couple loops and a couple tails, and we'll bend this one off to the side like that. And you see how that, you guys, that's going to come down here at the bottom. I'll put that on second. First off, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place the bow at the top of the wreath. And I think I'm going to take it off of the easel. Oh, hold on real quick. You guys don't really have a good view when I have this towards me, and I really don't like that. I'm going to have to find a way to get a better view for you guys so you can see what we're doing. Let's see here. Hello, dear. How are you? Hi, Sonia. Oh, Tina, your kitchen is Rooster's Farmhouse Country. Nice. I'm with you on that. I love it. I love it. Please say hello to me, dear. Hi, Sonia. Yes, hi. Those ribbons together are perfect. Thank you. And Pam. Oh, I like the idea of the touch of ribbon at the bottom. Yeah, just a tiny little bit. Not a whole bow, but just a tiny little bit. Okay, so I'm going to try to guess that I want this bow. You know, I like this one down. I have this tail will be coming up, so I'm going to make sure I place it in the wreath just like that. So you're going to use your two pieces the same way that you put your carrots in, and we're going to feed it through the back of the grapevine up here. And I'm going to place mine kind of, sort of, in this top left diagonally sort of kind of way. If you can kind of see back towards the back here, you can see the pipe cleaners kind of popping out. Same way, and there's the second one. It'll work its way out for you. And then pull that in. And I don't really like the placement on that. I'm going to move it more this way. This bow's kind of going to be more independent on the wreath. It's not going to be really close to any of the greenery. And I mean, I want it that way. That's by design. So what I got to do here is I got to untwist some of this. It's kind of, I twisted it too many times. I'm very, very, I do that all the time. It's a habit of mine. I twist it way too much. I'm thinking that the bow is going to come apart. You only really need to twist it like twice. And then get it through those natural little grooves in it. All right, and you guys know me, I can't not put things in the bow. I always end up putting greenery and little things. So I'm going to probably cut some pieces off of those other bushes. I'm just twisting the twist tie back here. I'm going to cut some pieces off and kind of incorporate a little bit of greenery in the bow. I can never just leave a bow the way it is. I like to add little additions and accoutrements to the bows. I can't just leave them alone. It's not in my nature. All right, so this guy here, I'm going to dovetail the very top of this guy here. So there's my little dovetail. And I love to take this and you just kind of push it in, and it kind of gives it that little bit of that you want. This one, these ones, I got to dovetail this one too. That's right, that's right. And these two, I think these I'm just going to leave curled. Kind of put a little bit of a twist in it. Just use your hand and kind of pull them out, and it'll give it its own little curl. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start pulling this bow. Hold on, guys. I just kind of, you're going to tug on the loops of the bow and kind of get it. You're going to pull some left, some right, push them up and down. You can kind of fluff them at this point too and get them, you know, get them with the loops that you're wanting in them. Get them smooth, get them a little fluffy. And this thing is really just not staying. There we go. Now I'm happy. it's just the shape of the wreath. It kind of comes to a point a little bit, so it keeps falling on the easel. You could probably secure it to the easel with some floral wire or like a chenille stem, and then it won't really move too much, and then you can just, you know, take that piece off when you're ready to go. Okay, guys, so yeah, I'm going to need to add some stuff to this bow because to me that's just too plain. It's just a big loopy bow. It's really cute. It's really pretty. It adds what you want to it, but it's just a little bit too plain for my taste. So I'm going to come back to my little extra pieces here. And even this ficus here, I'm going to just, literally, I'm only going to cut some leaves off. I'm not going to cut the whole pick, and I'll show you how I add stuff to these bows. I'm just going to cut a leaf or two off. See, I'm cutting the leaf off here. I'm cutting the leaf off, not the whole thing. So I'm going to show you how you just take that and you stick that right in there like that. And then do you see how that just adds a little bit of greenery, a little bit of cute, a little bit of, hey, take a peek at me. I absolutely love doing this to the bows. And then also it kind of locks your bows into place. You don't have to worry about them coming undone. You're not really worried about, you have a lot less to have to contend with, I guess is the word, to contend. You don't have to really stress about the bow coming unraveled or pieces coming apart. It becomes its own piece of art as well, because the bow is full of greenery. So I'm just taking these little pieces here, and I'm going to actually put this in the wreath underneath the bow, so you can kind of see it's going to lend it a little bit of support in keeping it a little fluffy. And then you'll see some of this coming out, not necessarily overtaking too much of the bow, but you'll see it coming out and supporting the bow in some places. I think I'm going to put this right in the center. You see how this little piece right here comes out and it kind of comes to the left right here? I love that. So I'm going to actually make that. I'm going to stick this right down in the center of the bow. This piece right here makes me happy. You see that right there? I love the light lime greeny part of it. So I'm going to stick that right in the center. I'm just dipping the ends into my glue skillet and then setting it right down into the center of that bow, like right into the main part of the bow, right where everything comes together. And that's just how I'm placing things in. That's how I'm getting it right where I want it. These leaves are a little bit too big, so I'm not going to use those. I am going to use this one though. I'm going to place this guy on the other side of the bow on this side. And then I got some of that darker green. I'm going to put a couple pieces of that in there, and then we'll be good to go. And oh, I got to put the little tiny bow at the bottom, guys. Sorry, I almost forgot. And then I'll show you, and we can talk about what you guys think. If I need to add more or not, I'll ask you then. Okay, so let me get another ficus leaf. Sorry, guys. You know, it's when you get a different angle on the project and you can see things kind of sticking out left and right. You can see a different spot or a hole or something that needs to be filled. And, you know, inspiration always comes to you. If you can walk away from a project and then come back to it like 2 days later, and you'll see something that you already want to change again, or something that you want to add to a different spot. Completely normal. I'm just going to add these in the front. I'm adding 2 more ficus leaves, just the leaves. I'm cutting them off and I'm sticking them right at the top on the inside of the bow. And here I'll show you. I added one here and one here. And this is the darker green, so it's giving it a lot of, it's giving it a little pop. Green. The lighter green I put right here at the top, the limey parts. Now this guy here, I thought I had another extra stray piece on my work table that I kind of accidentally cut, but I don't see it. Okay, so, oh, well, actually that worked out really good. I just pulled that off. I was just going to grab it and I pulled it off. So I'll pull these 2 pieces off of that. And they literally just came off because that's how they're connected to the bush. And we'll put that in here, and I think I'll be done with the bow. Or I'll be done adding stuff to the bow. Do you see how I'm going to place that guy there? And I'll place this guy right up under here. And then I'll show you the little extra piece and we're done. We're done. you know, until I take pictures of it and I'm looking at it through my camera lens and I'm like, oh, you know, I think I should put like maybe just a few more flowers, like 24, just a few, you know, not one or two, just 24. Sorry guys, I'm a nut sometimes. And usually I'm used to doing these videos at the end of my day. Today's the beginning of my day, so I'm glad I made the decision to get up early and join you guys, and then I still have all kinds of stuff to do. So I got lots of time for editing and picture taking. Perfect. Oh, that's so perfect. A lot of times you'll see that the greenery kind of just works its way perfectly into the middle of those loops, and it works out so great. It just makes you, it's exciting. I love every second of that. It makes me so happy. Okay, guys, so that's the bow. Look how cute that is. I added all the greenery to it. You can't really be mad at that. It's so cute. All right, now this guy, this little extra piece here, we already dovetailed the ends, and I showed you how we did that. I'm going to feed this one through right down here towards the base of the kind of the corner piece of that carrot. It's just a tiny little accent. I mean, you can skip the large bow and just do these all over the place. If you're not really strong with your bow making skills, you can just make a bunch of these and kind of loop them together, or like kind of bundle them together and just place them sporadically. That's another not function, but another option if you're not really strong or confident in your bow skills. Took me a while to get that down. My grandma showed me a lot of it, but practice makes perfect. Let's put it that way. Practice makes perfect for sure. Just kind of working this ribbon right here. Love that idea. She made a YouTube video on how to make carrots. Yes, thank you, Trish. Do you recommend a certain kind of skillet? No, I don't. The one I bought was on Amazon. It was for glue. I know there are some people that use kitchen skillets. I prefer a little small one because it's good with space. But you can use the big ones if you want. Okay. That's the beauty of buying greenery in bushes. You get numerous sized leaves. Yes, agreed. Very good, Becky. You already know. You're on top of it, girl. Beautiful. I love how excited you get with the smallest of deals. Thanks, Sally. That's me. I can't help it. I get excited. You should see me in the stores while I'm shopping. I'm literally talking to myself. I don't know, about 50 times every time I'm in a store, people think I work there. And I'm not mad at that. That's kind of nice. I like to go, oh, no, I don't work here, but I'll still help you. So if someone wants like, oh, what do you think? Do you think this? Oh, let me help you. I'll show you. There was really cute. I went to Michael's 2 weeks ago, and there was a guy in there trying to get some flowers together for his girlfriend for Valentine's Day. And he was getting all these purples together, and he was really concerned. He goes, hey, can I ask you a question? I said, sure. And then he wanted some help finding stuff. So I kind of was like, okay, well, why don't we do this, this, and this? I was like, you can add this together. He's like, well, I don't really want to cut anything apart. I'm like, nope, you don't have to. Watch, we'll just do this. And he's like, oh, thank you. And then he's like, oh, wait, you don't work here. I was like, no, I don't. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, don't worry about it. I said, I wouldn't have helped you if I didn't want to. It's fine. I would just said, oh, I don't work here. But it was really nice. So I was like, I helped a young guy get his girlfriend some nice flowers. So hopefully that girl was very happy, and the guy was very happy as well. I get so excited, especially and let me tell you, Michael's and Joann's. I haven't been to Joann's yet. Michael's and Hobby Lobby are gorgeous. Their flowers, if you just walk through the flowers, can't help it. I can't help it. I can't help it. It makes me happy. So here I'm just going to feed this through here, and we're going to pull it tight on the back, and we'll see. We'll see what we're working with. We'll see if that's where I want to place it. I need to move it around a little bit. I don't know if I need to move it up or not. It's not speaking to me at the moment. Let me see if I need to move it more this way, and then maybe I'll be happy with it. A piece of greenery right here. Yeah, I just needed to twist one sideways, and now I'm A-okay with that. Yeah, this is good. Okay. So, on the back here, it didn't really go through two pieces of the grapevine. Oh, yeah, it did. Okay, so I'm just going to pull it tight and twist it. Twist it, twist it, twist it. See what you guys are saying. First time I've watched your videos. Well, welcome, Eleanor. I'm so happy to have you, and you loved it. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Beth, you talk to your store. Talk to myself at stores. My family walks away from me. Yeah, my family's used to it. I don't think I can embarrass them anymore. In fact, my husband embarrasses me. And I didn't think that was possible after 13 years. We've been together 13 years. Yeah, he embarrasses me still. Love your craft lady. Thank you. Missed how she made the carrots. Athena, don't worry about it, dear. There's a YouTube video with detail, start to finish. She shows you how to do it real close up, and you will see that on my YouTube channel. Same name, Crafty Thoughts and Whatnots. Okay. So you guys, I think that's it. I'm done with I really like the, hold on. Let me look to see if I need to place. Yes, I do. Where is this? Where's this? I think I'll do this one. Yeah, this one, because I've already kind of cut it up. See this piece here on this leaf? I'm going to cut another piece off of it. Just like that. That's all I did was I cut a piece off of it. And I'm going to glue it right down in the center of that right there. Oh, hold on. Did I just break it in half? Yeah, okay. Start over. Sorry, guys. One more time. One more time. There we go. Okay, so I just cut a piece of the piece off. Do you see what I mean? Anything you have, cut it up into pieces, and you'll see that you can always add it little tiny pieces here and there. Just if you're ever in doubt, just literally cut things into a billion pieces and see how it handles. Like these little tiny pieces, I will definitely use. I guarantee you, I'll probably, actually, you know what? I'll show you real quick. I'm gonna probably stick it right here in between the carrots. Yes. Okay. See that accident because I cut it and then it broke in half. I'm gonna stick it right here in between the carrots. Oh my gosh! I'll show you in 5 seconds, guys. 5 seconds. Let me just put this in here and see if I like it right there. It might be too big. Looks better in there. And I need a tiny leaf for right here. I need a little baby leaf. Ooh, here we go. There's the ficus. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. It's exciting when it all comes together. You have an idea and then you put it in there and it just feels good. It just feels right. You're like, yes, I love that. I love every second of it. So I got one on the top, and I'm going to place this one right underneath here. So now I've got a little tiny ficus leaf going here. Got that there. And those two little accident pieces, do you see here? I kind of nestled them right between the carrot there and right between the carrot there. And then there's your little tiny bow. There's a little ficus leaf here kind of sticking out. A little bit of cuteness here and there. Kind of push that up. Fluff that a little bit there. There's your bow. What do you guys think? I love that little tiny, just the little tiny accidents that happen that turn into some of my favorite parts of projects. Have you guys, I mean, I know you guys have to have that in your own pieces. You're just like, you know what? I really screwed something up, but out of that error, literally something amazing came out of it. Something amazing evolved. Something amazing created. Sometimes that's how the best ideas are created. Is you've stumbled across something and it's because of an accident or a screw up or something went wrong, a failure of some sort. It turns into a wonderful thing. All right, guys. So let's take this easel, put that off to the side, and that's it. That's what we got going on. I'm going to put some more pictures. I got some better detailed pictures with studio lights up. I have all that set up so I can take better pictures for you guys. I'm going to cover up this icky stuff on the back with leaves. So you basically won't be seeing any of this. I just put leaves on the back of things. So it covers up the behind the scenes. You don't have to peek or look at any of that stuff. Let's see. Oh, Margaret, I got the easel at Michael's. It's in their craft or in their canvas or their art section. It was only $20 and you can get it on sale. Gorgeous. Wow. Perfect. Cindy, learned so much today. Thank you. You're welcome, Cindy. This is why we're here. I love doing that. I love crafting. I learn a lot from you guys too. So you guys share your ideas and your tips and techniques as well as I share mine. And I learn a lot from you guys as well. Lots of ideas. Love it. Love it. Love it. Cute. Are you putting anything in the mold on? Nope. I'm going to leave it just like that. I like that little piece of grapevine poking through. I don't want the whole thing covered. This isn't by any means a really full wreath. When I get the pictures up, you guys will see there are places you can still see the grapevine through it. And I like that. I still want you to see that garden-y type thing. Earlier, someone had mentioned it looks like a garden, and that's really one I stick with. I love that description. It's more of a garden for Easter. Awesome, just like you. Thank you, Trish. This wreath will last someone into June. Yes, actually, you're right. I mean, you could leave this up not just for Easter. It could be good for summer. Karen, what kind of studio lights do you use? Oh, they're from Amazon. I just got like a package. There's like $60-$70. I don't know. I think they're SDI something. They're just a brand of lights. I just needed really bright lights. I heard someone say today, it's not a mistake until you can't fix it anymore. That's very true. And a lot of times you can still keep trying and trying and trying. And then eventually you'll get it to where you like it. And then if you don't like it, just remember, it might not be to your taste, but there is always someone out there that will love it. There's always someone out there that has a different view of it and someone out there who will love it more than you do. So not everything has to be to your liking, even though you're the creator. You're creating for other people, and everybody is different. Trust me, we are all not the same in a lot of aspects, but we're all the same in a lot. At least us as crafters, we have a lot in common. Thank you. Now I want to make carrots. Fabulous, Whitney. Beautiful. Remember, yeah, if you catch the YouTube video, you can make just these carrots and place them on your table and put them in like a little tray for like a candle tray with some rocks or some pine cones or any kind of filler that would be really super cute. You can lay these in a basket with some Easter grass under it or raffia. You don't have to make this huge grand wreath, but you can just do the carrots. So that's it, guys. Thanks so much for everything today. Ruth, great job. See you next Sunday. Oh, well, we'll see, Ruth. Might be Saturday. We'll see. Just depends on my weekends and what I got planned next. I might do not a 4th of July. Jeez, I'm stuck on 4th of July. I've been saying 4th of July since November. I must really be, I mean, I am patriotic. I'm so very patriotic, but for some reason that stuck on me. I'm going to do a St. Patty's Day wreath. I got a good amount of florals and a really cute little embellishment from Hobby Lobby. So I might do that next weekend. True. You have beautiful eyes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Eat your carrots, guys. They're good for your eyes. I'm a cheese ball, I know. Thank you so much. You need dirt on the carrots? Yeah, a little bit. You could put little smudges of dirt on there. It'd be cute, like a little bit of, you could do like a scrapbooking ink and kind of dab it a little bit on the dirt. It'd be kind of cute. Thank you, your time and your talent. Really cute. Love it. Enjoy the video. Okay, guys. I love you all so much. Thanks so much. Everyone's so great. And my YouTube folks, stay tuned. Right after this, you'll see the pictures I'm going to put up. And for my Facebook guys, I'm going to have them up in minutes. Minutes, yeah. It'll be a little bit, maybe 20 minutes, you'll see. I'll have the pictures up and I'll get them shared so you can take a peek. And this guy will be listed on Etsy, so if you're interested, go favorite my shop and you'll get notified that the listing's up. So, again, thanks everyone. I appreciate everything. And until next time, take care. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.